Have you ever noticed that your legs feel heavier or weaker as the years go by? Maybe climbing a few stairs or walking to the mailbox leaves you feeling breathless, achy, or unexpectedly drained, even though it wasn't like that before. If you've shrugged it off as just getting older, you're not alone. But what if I told you that something so everyday that it sits right on your plate might actually be behind that heaviness in your legs? I'm talking about the foods we love, comfort staples, quick snacks, and even dishes we thought were harmless. Hidden sugars, salty processed meals, and greasy fried treats might be silently working against your leg strength, joint health, and mobility. Meanwhile, refined carbs could be draining your endurance without you even realizing it. In today's conversation, we'll uncover the 5 common food traps that creep into our diet, quietly sabotage our movement, and weaken our independence. We'll also dive into simple, doable swaps that could help you walk stronger, climb stairs more easily, and enjoy your day-to-day moments, whether that's playing with grandkids, gardening with friends, or dancing at family gatherings. Because here's the truth, as we age, our bodies need just a bit more care. It's not about restrictive diets or giving up the foods we love. It's about making smarter choices that support our legs, joints, and overall vitality. And it's absolutely possible to keep moving confidently for years to come. If this resonates with you, if you're ready to reclaim strength in your legs and keep doing the things you love, please drop a like or leave a thoughtful comment. Your shared experiences can be a real light for someone else facing the same challenge. And if you want more practical tips just like this, go ahead and hit subscribe. I'd love to welcome you to the Vibrant Elders channel. Let's dive in. Our first stop: the sugary traps hiding in foods we don't even suspect. For many of us, a sweet treat each day is comforting. Maybe it's yogurt with fruit, a piece of chocolate after dinner, or a cookie with afternoon tea. These moments feel warm, nostalgic, maybe even rewarding. But here's the catch. Too much added sugar, especially from processed or packaged items, can have serious consequences for our leg muscles, joints, and even bone strength. Here's how. Sugar spikes lead to inflammation. That feels like aching or stiffness in your knees, hips, and ankles. High sugar intake also messes with insulin response, meaning your muscles can't properly receive nutrients. Over time, this results in weaker muscles and slower repair. Serious issues when sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, is already part of the aging process. And insulin resistance makes it harder for all your body to function at its best. I remember Mrs. Thompson, age 75, a dear family friend who adored her flavored yogurt every morning. She told me she felt dragging pain in her calves after walking. When we looked closer, her yogurt had nearly 20 grams of added sugar. We switched her to plain yogurt with berries and a drizzle of honey. Within a few weeks, she said, "I stand taller and walk easier." Something as simple as that swap made an immediate difference. Then there's the hidden sugar in granola bars, sauces, or canned soups, deceptive culprits hiding in healthy labels. To protect your legs, aim for whole fruits instead of refined sweets, and savor treats slowly rather than relying on them daily. It's not about depriving yourself. It's about making smart, nourishing choices that support your independence. Now that we've tackled sugar, let's move to the second food trap that quietly chips away at your mobility: deep-fried and fast foods. Who doesn't love the crispy comfort of fries or the golden crunch of fried chicken? These foods feel like indulgence, rewarding, sometimes even necessary when you're hungry. But the unhealthy fats and excessive sodium they contain can cause chronic inflammation, stiff joints, poor circulation, and muscle fatigue. Those oils, often containing trans fat, spark inflammation in the cartilage, lining your knees and hips. When you stand up after sitting, you might feel that deep ache. Add in the sodium, which might show up in nuggets, wrapped sandwiches, or sauces, and suddenly your legs feel puffy, heavy, and restless. That's water retention blocking circulation, making each step feel like a chore. I think of my neighbor Jim at 68. He'd pop through the drive-thru once a week for a bag of fries. At first, he said it was nothing serious. Then he found himself struggling to keep pace during neighborhood walks. His hands and feet felt cold, heavy. After experimenting with baked sweet potato fries and grilled chicken sandwiches rather than fried, he reported, "My legs feel like they're waking up again. I can walk further without swelling or fatigue." A few simple changes, a dash of olive oil instead of fryer oil, swapping fries for roasted veggies, can dramatically ease the burden on your legs. Your joints and blood vessels will thank you. Now that we've seen how sugar and fried foods can quietly erode your leg strength, let's talk about another major culprit that might be hiding in your everyday meals: sodium. I know what you might be thinking. I don't even use the salt shaker. That much. But here's the surprising part. More than 70% of the sodium most Americans consume isn't from the salt shaker. It's in packaged and processed foods, soups, sauces, deli meats, canned goods, even breads. And that sodium builds up fast. Why? Is that a problem? Because excess sodium pulls water into your tissues, especially in the legs. If you've ever looked down at swollen ankles at the end of the day, or felt a heavy, dragging sensation in your calves, sodium could be playing a role. Swelling isn't the only concern. High sodium intake contributes to high blood pressure, damaging blood vessels over time. That means poorer circulation, less oxygen and nutrients reaching your muscles when they need it most. Without that steady supply, your leg muscles fatigue faster, lose strength, and heal more slowly from everyday wear and tear. I remember my Uncle Ray, a spry 72-year-old who loved his weekly deli sandwich piled high with ham and pickles. Gradually, he noticed that his daily walks became harder. His legs felt tight and sore by the first block. His doctor advised cutting back on processed meats and using low-sodium versions where possible. Within a few months, he told me, "I can do my full 2-mile walk again without that old heavy leg feeling." Processed meats in particular are a double threat. High sodium and preservatives that trigger inflammation. It's no wonder joints and muscles feel worse after a plate of bacon or a few slices of deli turkey. And over time, that chronic inflammation speeds up muscle loss, increases fall risk, and makes your legs feel older than they are. But here's the good news. You can take simple steps to break this cycle. Start by becoming a sodium detective. Read labels carefully. Many canned beans, broths, and sauces have high sodium versions, but low sodium options are often right next to them on the shelf. Rinse canned beans or vegetables under water to wash off extra salt. Choose fresh meats or fish instead of deli meats whenever possible. And when dining out, ask for sauces and dressings on the side. You'd be amazed how much sodium hides in a single ladle of gravy or dressing. And instead of reaching for the salt shaker, experiment with herbs and spices. Lemon, garlic, rosemary, paprika. These flavors excite your palate without harming your circulation. One of my favorite simple tricks is adding a squeeze of lemon and cracked black pepper to vegetables. It gives you brightness and flavor with no extra sodium. Speaking of foods that can quietly chip away at your strength, let's turn to refined carbohydrates. For many years, white bread, white rice, pasta, and crackers were staples on the American table. They're comforting, easy to prepare, and part of countless family meals. But as we get older, these refined carbs can rob us of the energy and stamina our legs need. When you eat refined carbs, your blood sugar spikes fast, giving you a short burst of energy, then drops sharply. That roller coaster leaves you feeling tired and drained, making your legs feel heavier and your body more sluggish. Over time, this cycle wears down your muscles and reduces your endurance. I'll never forget my friend Louise, age 70. who told me she couldn't figure out why her afternoon walks left her exhausted. After we looked at her lunch habits, it made sense. She often had white bread sandwiches and crackers, followed by a sharp energy crash. When she swapped to whole grain bread, quinoa, and more vegetables, she said, "I can walk longer now and I don't need to stop and rest halfway through." Whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, whole wheat bread, and oats digest more slowly, providing steady energy for your muscles. They also contain fiber and important B vitamins that support muscle repair and nerve health, crucial for keeping legs strong and coordinated. Pair these grains with lean protein, like grilled chicken, fish, eggs, or legumes, and you're giving your body the building blocks it needs to maintain muscle mass as you age. This is key because without enough protein and steady fuel, your muscles naturally weaken, a condition known as sarcopenia. The less muscle you have, the harder every movement becomes, from standing up to carrying groceries to enjoying a walk in the park. Here's another tip I share with clients. Add a handful of greens and some healthy fat, like avocado or olive oil, to your meals. These nutrients fight inflammation, support circulation, and help your muscles recover from activity. You'll not only move better, you'll feel better. Now, if you've been thinking, "I don't want to give up all my favorite foods," take heart. You don't have to be perfect. Even cutting back on processed carbs and swapping in a few whole grains can make a big difference. It's about progress, not perfection. And don't worry about indulging occasionally. Just balance it out with smart choices most of the time. If you love pasta, try whole wheat or legume-based versions. If you crave bread, opt for a sprouted, grain or whole wheat loaf with hearty texture and nutrients. Every step you take to fuel your body better is a step towards stronger legs, steadier balance, and greater independence. Your legs are meant to carry you joyfully through life's moments, and they'll thank you for every nourishing choice you make. Now that we've explored sodium, refined carbs, and how they affect your strength and stamina, there's another critical piece of this puzzle: the power of circulation, and how the right foods can help you maintain vibrant, energized legs. As we continue this conversation, I want to highlight a part of leg health that often goes unnoticed: circulation. Good blood flow is the lifeline for strong, energetic legs. It delivers oxygen and nutrients to your muscles and removes waste products so they can perform and recover. But when circulation falters, as it often does with aging or poor diet, your legs can feel tired, weak, and prone to cramping. One key enemy of healthy circulation is excess sodium, as we've discussed. But there's another silent contributor: chronic inflammation caused by highly processed foods, sugars, and trans fats. Over time, inflammation damages the delicate lining of your blood vessels, making them stiff and less able to expand and contract smoothly. That reduces blood flow, and your legs pay the price. Have you ever noticed how after a particularly salty, indulgent meal, your ankles look swollen or your calves ache? That's a sign of poor circulation in action, but it doesn't have to be permanent. One client I worked with, Harold, 76, was a retired construction worker who prided himself on staying active. Yet he found himself plagued by leg cramps at night and a strange cold sensation in his feet. After we reviewed his diet, we discovered it was heavy on processed snacks and frozen meals. With some small adjustments, adding more leafy greens, berries, and omega-3 rich fish, and cutting back on packaged foods, Harold noticed within a month that his legs felt lighter and those cramps became rare. Here's why this works. Foods like fatty fish, salmon, sardines, nuts, olive oil, and leafy greens are rich in nutrients that protect your blood vessels and fight inflammation. They help keep your arteries flexible and improve blood flow to your legs. And let's not forget hydration. Drinking enough water is critical to healthy circulation. When you're dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker, making it harder to flow freely. This can worsen leg fatigue and cramps, so sip throughout the day. Your legs will thank you. Another tip: movement matters. Sitting for long periods restricts circulation to your legs. Even gentle ankle circles, standing stretches, or a short walk every hour can make a world of difference. Now let's talk about something many seniors don't realize is working against their leg strength: processed meats. You may think of ham, hot dogs, deli turkey, or bacon as convenient protein sources. But these foods are packed with sodium and harmful preservatives that promote inflammation. Over time, they weaken muscles and increase the risk of osteoporosis, a dangerous combination when it comes to keeping your legs strong. My neighbor, Shirley, 79, used to love her morning bacon and afternoon turkey sandwiches, but she noticed worsening knee pain and declining stamina. Her daughter encouraged her to swap in more whole foods: grilled chicken, wild-caught salmon, lentils, and beans. Within weeks, Shirley reported less joint pain and more pep in her step. She even started walking to her church again, something she hadn't done in months. The lesson here is simple: real food fuels real strength. Processed meats provide calories but little nourishment, and they harm your body's ability to repair and maintain muscle. Choose fresh, minimally processed proteins and plant-based options when you can. And finally, one of the biggest factors in preserving leg strength is avoiding refined carbohydrates. We touched on this earlier, but it bears repeating because the effect is so profound. Refined carbs, white bread, pastries, crackers, lead to rapid blood sugar spikes and crashes. That roller coaster taxes your muscles and drains your energy. It also promotes fat gain around your midsection and thighs, which makes movement harder and can throw off your balance. When you replace those foods with whole grains, fiber-rich vegetables, and healthy fats, you stabilize blood sugar, provide steady energy, and protect muscle mass. You'll likely feel the difference in just a few weeks: lighter legs, steadier steps, and better endurance. I once spoke with a retired nurse named Kathy who had struggled with heavy legs for years. After she replaced her morning toast and jelly with oatmeal, berries, and walnuts, and swapped her lunchtime sandwich for a quinoa salad with chicken and veggies, she said, "It's like my legs woke up again. I have the energy to take my grandkids to the zoo now, and that's really what this is all about. The choices you make today aren't just about blood tests or weight, they're about how you move, live, and enjoy life." Strong legs mean freedom. Freedom to walk confidently, climb stairs without fear, dance at weddings, play with grandkids, travel, and keep doing the things that make life joyful. Your legs are the foundation of your independence, and every nourishing bite you take supports that foundation. So here's the message I hope you take to heart. It is never too late to rebuild leg strength. Even if you've been eating processed foods for years, every positive change matters. Your body is wonderfully adaptive. Give it the right fuel and it will respond. Start small. Swap out one processed meal this week for a colorful whole food plate. Replace refined carbs with fiber-rich alternatives. Add in circulation-friendly foods like leafy greens and berries. Drink water throughout the day. Move your legs often. These simple choices made consistently will transform how your legs feel and how you move through the world. And remember, you are not alone on this journey. Many of us grew up in an era when convenience foods were seen as progress, but now we know better. And the beauty of being part of this vibrant elders community is that we can support and inspire each other to make these changes. One meal, one step at a time. I'll leave you with this thought. Your legs have carried you through decades of life's adventures. They deserve your care and attention now more than ever. By choosing foods that nurture your muscles, circulation, and bones, you're giving yourself the gift of mobility, independence, and vitality for years to come. And if this conversation has inspired you, if you're thinking of one small change you'll make this week, I'd love to hear about it. Please share in the comments Your story may encourage someone else to begin their journey to stronger legs and a brighter future. As we near the close of this conversation, I want to invite you to pause for a moment and really reflect, not just on what we've discussed today, but on your incredible body and all that it has done for you. Your legs have carried you through a lifetime of experiences. Think of all the miles they've walked, through busy city streets, quiet country trails, and perhaps even across dance floors and wedding aisles. They've stood firm as you cheered for loved ones, knelt to tend a garden, or climbed a ladder to hang holiday decorations. They've allowed you to hold your children and grandchildren close, to chase after dreams, and to explore new corners of the world. And now, in this chapter of life, they deserve your care, your kindness, and your gratitude. Too often we take our legs and our mobility for granted. We assume aches and stiffness are just the price of aging. But as we've explored together, that's not entirely true. Many of the struggles we face in our legs and joints aren't inevitable. They are the product of years of habits, many of which can be changed. The foods we choose each day either nourish and support these hard-working limbs, or they chip away at their strength and vitality. The beautiful part is that it's never too late to shift the balance toward healing and support. I've seen it time and again. Older adults who thought their best days of mobility were behind them, who made simple, consistent changes in their diet and were amazed by the results. They walked with more ease. They felt lighter, steadier, more confident, and most importantly, they regained the freedom to fully participate in the life they love. That is what I wish for you. Imagine waking up in the morning without dread or hesitation, stepping out of bed with strong, capable legs ready to carry you through your day. Imagine climbing stairs with ease, strolling through the park, joining your family for outings, and saying yes to the moments that make life rich and joyful. That is not a dream, that is entirely within your reach, but it begins with awareness and with action. We've talked about the foods that quietly undermine your leg health: processed sugars, deep-fried fast foods, excessive sodium, processed meats, and refined carbohydrates. We've explored how these choices fuel inflammation, weaken muscles, disrupt circulation, and rob your legs of the strength they deserve. And we've shared empowering alternatives, whole, nutrient-dense foods that fight inflammation, support circulation, strengthen bones, and fuel muscle growth. The path forward isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Each better choice you make is a step towards stronger legs and a more vibrant life. Start small. Maybe this week, you swap out processed meats for fresh poultry or plant-based proteins. Maybe you reduce your sodium by cooking more at home and flavoring with herbs and citrus. Perhaps you replace white bread with hearty whole grains or add an extra serving of leafy greens to your plate. Each of these steps matters. Over time, they add up to a profound transformation, not just in how your legs feel, but in how you move through the world. And remember, this is about more than physical strength. It's about preserving your independence. It's about keeping the freedom to walk, explore, and connect with the people and experiences you love. It's about living life on your terms, not held back by preventable weakness or pain. If you've felt discouraged by leg discomfort or declining mobility, I want you to know this. You are not powerless. Your body is capable of change and renewal, no matter your age. The wisdom you've gained through life gives you the perfect foundation to make thoughtful, caring choices for yourself now. And please don't feel you have to do this alone. Here on the Vibrant Elders channel, we are a growing community of people who believe that aging can be a beautiful, empowered journey. We learn together, we support each other, and we celebrate every small victory along the way. If today's conversation has inspired you, if there's even one change you're planning to make, I would love to hear about it. Please take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments. Your voice matters, And your story could be the encouragement someone else needs to take that first step. And if you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a like, sharing it with a friend or loved one, and subscribing to the channel so you don't miss future insights. Your support helps us continue to create content that empowers older adults to live strong, joyful, independent lives. I'll leave you with this final thought. You are worthy of strength. You are worthy of vitality. You are worthy of a life filled with movement, connection, and joy. And it begins with how you nourish your body each day, so honor your legs, honor your journey. Choose foods and habits that support the vibrant life you deserve. And remember, every step you take, literally and figuratively, is a testament to your resilience and your commitment to thriving at every age. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Until next time, stay strong, stay vibrant, and keep moving forward with courage and joy.